Calhoun here again, and today we're going to do something a little bit special, something I ain't never done before. I sent out a request. I said, if y'all got any questions for your old boy Rusty, go ahead and send them in. Take a video of yourself there, like I'm doing here, and send it to me, and I'll answer the questions right here on the show. And we got a couple old boys to bite. Got a couple people bit on that, so they sent them in. Now, you can do that at home if you want to. I'd still do it, if you sent me one. But these fellers here sent a couple, so let's dig into them. I ain't even seen them yet. Let's dig into them and see what they want to know. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. It's Miles here from Flock Talk. And I got a question for you, Rusty. What's your favorite Nintendo game?
Damn, that old boy comes in hot, don't he? He comes in all firing at us with all that hello stuff. Boy, I tell you, he's crazy. That's a crazy feller. Well, I'm glad you asked the question you asked, though, partner. I got me a game here. That's my favoriteest game of all time, and I would argue it is the greatest game ever made. And that's, of course, this gold bastard right here. Made out of pure gold, probably 10 karat, and Legend of Zelda, And you're basically a little feller. You start out with a wooden stick. You get it from a cave. Probably your uncle down there gives it to you, and you go running around looking for adventure, trying to rescue a princess. Got herself in a whole hill of trouble there. She's under Death Mountain with a scary pig man named Ganon. Now, I don't have the map for this anymore, and I wish I did. I wish I did, but I don't. The map me and my dad used when I was a boy, and he was a younger man than he was later when he got older. Lost it. Don't know where it is, but it was tattered. It'd been folded and unfolded so many times, it was just all over the place. But I do have a manual for it, and this is not my original. I picked this up later on, but this is one of the greatest manuals, man. It does have a small little bit of like a map in it, but not really. But it's got tons of imagery in it, tons of stuff, story, a lot of details about the enemies and everything. Just a fantastic manual, man. I love it. You can just read it without the game, man. But I'd say this is probably my favorite game. I don't get to show a game like this off much on the show just because everybody's already heard of it. What am I going to introduce to it, But it's a decent game. By decent, I mean the best fucking game I've ever made. Okay, so I'm glad you asked that question there, partner. I appreciate you. Now, we do have another video. Let's go. Let's hit it.
Rusty, what's that smell?
Oh my God. Dude, I smell it too. What is that? You reckon it's radon? Can you smell radon, or what if it's carbon monoxide or dioxide? Oh, gotta Google. Oh God. I gotta type it in here. Can you smell carbon? Is it dioxide or monoxide? Oh. Right, we'll just type in radon. R-A-D-O-N. It's not radon gas. If there is a strange smell in your basement, it may be musty odors. I thought his name was Hobbit. From a moisture problem. A leaky gas pipe from a gym socks. Well, there ain't no teenagers gym socks in here. Wait a minute. That feller was outside somewhere I've never been. How could he smell my basement? Is it that bad? Is he messing with me? I do smell something not good. That burp also was not good. Alright, we got one more video here. Somebody asking me a question here. Let's roll it.
Hey, Rusty, it's me again, Miles from Flock Talk. We're here at the 6. And I gotta ask you, what kind of tips do you southern gentlemen like yourself have for a Canadian like me, huh? What kind of tips?
Tips for a Canadian feller? Hell, man. Didn't your country invent flannel? Why aren't you wearing none? And what the hell's the 6? Is that a place? Or a time? Or just a number? Tips. Let's see here. I'd say you need to get you a Tinder. Not a Tinder profile. You don't need a Tinder. You're a handsome lad. I see you there with your glasses on and your raincoat there. You don't need to. You need a Nintendo. So you need to go on a date with some Nintendo games. I'd say, like I told you earlier, that Legend of Zelda is pretty good. And you can't really go wrong with any of Mario stuff. He puts out a good number of games. I really don't know what kind of tips you're talking about. I can't give you any financial tips. I would say, with anything, just be barely in debt. Don't go full hog in the debt hole. That's never good. Tips for meeting new women, I'd say, probably Tinder. Tips for meeting old women, I'd say nursing home. Go down there and, just go say hi to them. Bring one a jacket. That'll get you in. Tips for, tips for public speaking, I'd say just nut up. Get up there and just start yapping. What are they gonna do? You ever heard of anybody ever being, like, I would say killed for public speaking, but it has happened. Just pretend that it won't happen, Tips for YouTube, I'd say, lower your standards. Get a webcam on a laptop that's 11 years old, and don't ever use any type of audio equipment. That's just too much trouble. Tips for not getting too drunk. Well, I think you can always get too drunk. It's just don't be around anything sharp, combustible, or anyone you love when you do. Tips for resetting a broken arm. Call a doctor. They deal with that kind of thing. You can try to bend it back in. If it's your arm, I'd say definitely a doctor. If it's somebody else's arm, play around with it a few times, see if you can get it, but you're probably still looking at a doctor. Tips for just being more country in general. Since you appear to be a city boy, I see a building there with more than 2 stories in it and it ain't a silo. The key is just be hospitable. Be nice to people. You can be ignorant as long as you're sweet. And that's what my mama always told me. So, feller, I'm glad you sent me them questions in. And the other guy there that was smelling stuff, I hope he's alright. I hope that wasn't radon or something out there. I think it was my cat after a closer inspection. He is a smelly little guy, so at least I hope so. Otherwise, I might not, I might have brain damage or something. So, I don't know. But anyway, that's been a video. I've been Rusty and y'all have been you guys, and we've been doing this. Holler at you later.
Hey, which one of these videos you want? You want this one? Or this one? Want this one right here? Pick this one. Nah, just kidding. Pick this one. Pick both of them. Pick both of them. Pick this one. Pick this one. Come on, pick a video. Pick it. Pick a video. Pick this one. Or pick this one.